Hello everyone and welcome. Today's episode is a little different than what we've done before. Before we've talked about the system we've got here and the one we had in Texas. This one, we're going to talk about how Enphase is making it possible to earn something like $3,000 a year out of a system you've already got. Join us, find out how to do it. Okay, so the first thing I thought we'd do is watch a video by Enphase themselves explaining how they're going to do car to grid or car to house type technology. Now this video, be aware, has been out about a year and a half and they haven't actually launched any products yet, but there's a few things we can learn here.
Enphase is developing electric vehicle charging technology as part of its home energy management system. We want to give your EV all new superpowers, including the ability to power your home during an outage, the ability to support the power grid when needed, and the ability to charge your car using the sun's energy. Now let's take a closer look at how Enphase is developing what's known as bi-directional EV charging technology to power your car and your home. Hi, my name is Mohammed Al-Quran and I'm the Senior Director of Systems Engineering at Enphase. Today I'm going to demonstrate our bi-directional EV charging technology. First, what exactly is bi-directional EV charging? Traditionally, EVs get their energy from the grid, which means you may be powering a green car with fossil fuels. Now with Enphase's bi-directional charger, an EV can charge from clean solar or the grid, and it can send clean energy back to the home or the grid when needed. The value of bidirectional charging increases even more when it's integrated with an Enphase energy system. An Enphase energy system includes our pioneering microinverters that convert sunshine into energy you can use to power your home, the IQ Gateway and IQ System Controller to help connect and coordinate all the system components, and soon a bidirectional EV charger that'll provide a link between your car and your home. The system can also include an IQ battery to store the energy you make for use whenever you need it. Finally, the Enphase app allows you to manage everything from the palm of your hand. You can see when the Enphase energy system is on or off-grid. If it shows an on-grid status, this indicates that the Enphase system detects the power grid and can move energy back and forth. If it shows an off-grid status,
now here we go.
The Enphase energy system is providing energy to the home independent of the power grid. You can also check the state of charge of the EV battery. And you can see the flow of energy between solar panels, EV battery, the grid, and the home. Now let's talk about the bidirectional EV charger itself. This charger connects to your
Interesting
EV
to know what the
and
car
leverages
is.
the power of
That
IQ
looks an awful lot like a
microinverters to
Nissan
both
Leaf,
charge and
but of
discharge
course
the car
charging
battery when
port's in the wrong
directed.
point.
It's comprised of two key components: our IQ microinverters that convert the DC power from the car to AC power for your home, and communications technology that connects to the car and the Enphase energy system to enable charging and discharging of the EV. Now let's talk about the three primary use cases of this technology, those superpowers you heard about. First use case is known as...
Okay, we're going to leave Mohammed and his team there, and let's talk about why this matters. So, first things first, it's an interesting concept. I think a lot of us have been waiting for car-to-home type charging for a long time. Things like supercharging make that a problem, particularly when Tesla used to have the free supercharging for life. After all, it wouldn't stop anyone going to the supercharger, charging their car up, bringing it home, running the house. So plainly that needed to change, and it has. But here's a couple of things about the Enphase pronouncements, shall we call them, that are particularly interesting. So their video's very nice, very slick. None of this actually is launched yet, although they did announce this back in early 23. So, coming up for 2 years ago. Where is it, Enphase? Would be a reasonable question. But here's some things to consider. They're talking about, if the power goes out, you can run your house from your car. It's a lot better than that, because sure, that's absolutely true. But here's a much better answer. I want to charge my car up from the solar on my roof, and then when the power comes in expensive, as in peak hours, I want to sell it back to the grid. Now, you can do that already. I have 3 Enphase 5P batteries. I can charge them up at low peak times, and then I can sell them back to the grid at peak times. But it's only 15 kilowatts with 3 5Ps, and therefore I can make, a few bucks a day. It doesn't really add up. Much better to simply use that 15 kilowatts to run the house for the 4 hours. But here's where Enphase either doesn't really understand the Machiavellian ness, the Machiavellian thing of us, or they simply don't want to talk about it. Because here's the point. If I have a nice big car battery, I could charge it up off the solar. I could even charge it off the grid at the 8 cents an hour and then sell it back to them at 25 cents an hour. If I have a car, for example, with a 60 kilowatt hour battery and I know I'm not going to use it today, well, maybe I don't want to use all of the power. Maybe I only use 50 kilowatts of that power, sell it all back to the grid during that 4-hour period. Because of the way the Enphase system works, I've got plenty of effective inverter power, so pushing it back into the grid is not necessarily a problem. And if I did 50 kilowatts on the pricing I pay in Colorado of 8 cents a kilowatt hour to draw it out of the grid and 25 cents pushing it back in on peak, then I'm making a little over $3,000 a year. Now, of course, a lot of the time I'll be able to use not grid electricity, but the electricity I've generated off my own 12.5 kilowatts. So $3,000 a year for cycling a technology that you probably already own. If you've got PV, the chances are you've got an electric car. So the question is this: what cars are they going to support? Because they were very, very vague in the video as to whether it was going to be a Nissan. Looked like a Nissan in the video, but it was all dark, wasn't it? It might be a Tesla. I think there was a Tesla in the video. So comments down below, please, folks, on not only what would be the best vehicle to do it with, but which ones are most likely to be the ones they do it with. And here's the other thing to consider. How much is reasonable to down or discharge from your battery? What effect would that have on your car? And is this an economic thing to do? Because here's the other wrinkle in the fabric, which is how much are you actually allowed to push back into the grid, both in total and at any one point, right? If I can only push 5 kilowatts into the grid and only have 4 hours to do it, well, I can only export 20 kilowatts. Probably not worth the effort. So I don't know what the rules are for different states or different countries. Let's get a conversation going in the comments about the idea here. Love to hear what vehicle you either have or would like to have for this. And how do you feel if it's your car that's having that battery cycled every day to make you some money? Is it even worth the effort? In the next video, I'm going to point out how, assuming they allow me to do it with the car I've got, then I'm going to make about a little under $3,000 a year and not care less if the battery gets degraded. But you're going to have to watch the next video for that one. So, like, subscribe and all that. I've never said it before. Do me a favor. Do all of those things. And I will see you in the next video where I'm going to point out how I rent a 60 kilowatt hour battery for $93 a month. And I don't even need to worry about it. In fact, it's big and it's heavy. You think 60 kilowatt hour, it must be huge. Best one about this, it's got a steering wheel. So I can put anything I like. I can even use it as a car if I want. It's pretty remarkable. With that, this is all for today. Looking forward to your feedback. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.